Jai Shri Ram. Rejection. I've collected some quotes on rejection because I remember Jack Ma, You know Jack Ma, right? I remember him saying, you see, rejection is what we must learn to get over. Throughout life, you will face all different forms of rejection. And if you can tolerate rejection and keep working in the direction of your dreams, then you will achieve something worthwhile. So I thought I'll collect some quotes on rejection. Here are some. The first one is obviously this line is telling us rejection and the fear of rejection is the biggest impediment we face to choosing ourselves. So don't bother about whether people accept you the way you are. Of course, you're not committing any crime, but you must be a nonconformist. Being conformist all the time is not good. Well, we will conform to worthwhile traditions which make sense and which make a positive contribution to our lives and to society in general. So reject all those customs and traditions which involve causing pain to anyone, including animals or trees. So reject all that and be yourself. Wear a traditional Hindu dress if you are a Hindu. Eh? Be proud to be what you are. Be an authentic Hindu. Be an authentic human being for that matter. Don't copy others. Copying is bad. Only, mindless people do that. Snobs do that. Don't take a snob approach to life. A snob approach. A snob is a person who imitates the fashion set by the rich and looks down on the others. So please don't do that. Don't be a snob. I'm an anti-snob. I deliberately do something which is opposite to what all the snobs are doing. To simplify it further, I actually buy the cheapest stuff available in the market, and I think that when I wear those cheap clothes, they look pretty expensive because they get their value because I'm wearing it. Okay. See, the beauty of an ornament is enhanced by the beauty or the handsomeness of the individual who is wearing that, isn't it? Think about it. So, rejection and the fear of rejection, to hell with that, don't bother. Don't bother. It's not easy. It's not easy to get over. Slowly you will get over it. Inch by inch, life is a cinch. Yard by yard, life is hard. So don't bother. Initially, we are all at a young age. We tend to emulate. EMULAT. Emulate is a positive word. Emulate means to treat somebody as your role model and walk in their footsteps. So emulate is a word that applies only to humans. Animals can't do that. Animals and monkeys, for example, will ape, to ape or mimic means to mock. That means imitate mindlessly. That's what young people do, adolescents do, and most people do because they are snobs. Like I told you, snobs are people who are obsessed with status, very status conscious, and they will imitate fashions set by the rich and look down on the others who don't follow those fashions. Snobs are people who wear the latest brands, everything branded. So try to go unbranded. And when you buy unbranded clothes, unbranded chappal, unbranded things, you are actually helping somebody, a small scale farmer or small scale worker, somebody at a lower level on the business hierarchy. You are helping them, so feel nice about it. So become an anti-snob. So here I have collected some quotes on rejection, and I am going to read out, not all, and phrases worthwhile. To rejection, you have to learn how to deal with that. Learn how to deal with that, and roll with the punches. Rolling with the punches is an idiom. That means you take the impact and roll, and which means when you roll, the impact is spread out and diffused, and you can again get up. So rolling with the punches would mean adapt oneself to adverse circumstances. Roll with the punches. Adapt oneself to adverse circumstances. Actually, it's a term from boxing. A boxer moves his body away from the opponent's blows so as to lessen the impact. So adapt to adverse circumstances. Take the punch and roll, or avoid the punch and roll. Evade. So, rolling with the punches means to be able to deal with difficult situations. Rolling with the punches, being able to deal with difficult situations. Other synonyms for this phrase: coping, balancing act, balancing act, keep your head above the water, keep your head above water, eh? Keep the wolf from the door, take something in your stride, take something in your stride. It's all about coping and not being able to cope. Coping and not being able to cope. Most people don't have any coping mechanisms, proper coping mechanisms. They fall prey to alcohol, drugs, and all kinds of dysfunctional behaviors. So, if you have the right coping mechanism, what are the coping mechanisms you have to deal with rejection? So I read the Bhagavad Gita, I dance, I sing, I work out, and I keep making these YouTube videos. And I'm so busy actually. 24 hours is not sufficient. One of my constant prayers to God is, please increase the day by at least 1 hour so that I can do a little more work. So, what are your coping mechanisms? Have a long list of coping mechanisms which you can indulge in. Another one that I enjoy doing is singing for myself, singing to myself, singing for myself. I don't need an audience. I bought this karaoke setup and with the Bluetooth speaker. So there are lots of on YouTube. You will find this, karaoke words are available with the song, and you sing and have a nice time. You don't need somebody to listen to you, and if somebody is there, good, they'll give you a little motivation, a small compliment that makes you sing a little more. That's a nice coping mechanism, it's a good activity, energetic too. So please make sure that you have a good number of coping mechanisms with which you can roll with the punches. Life is going to throw all kinds of punches at you, so we got to roll with it. Ramayana and Mahabharata are all actually teaching us how to roll with the punches. So actually, bite off more than you can chew and somehow start chewing then. Bite off more than you can chew and then start chewing slowly, bit by bit. Keep the body and soul together. Keep your head above water. Live to fight another day. Live to fight another day. Live to tell the tale. Live to tell the tale. Pull something on. Pull something on. Muddle through. No problem. Meltdown. There's a meltdown. Well, meltdowns will happen. Meltdown means an emotional breakdown. Actually, the word meltdown is an extremely dangerous situation in a nuclear power station in which the nuclear fuel becomes very hot and melts through its container and escapes into the environment. So, an extremely dangerous situation, economic meltdown, nuclear meltdown. So, it means a big disaster, calamity, cataclysmic disaster. So, meltdown, emotional meltdown can be a nervous breakdown. So, a meltdown is a complete failure. Meltdown can mean a complete failure. A progressive meltdown means continuously it is a failure that's going on and on. So, yeah, and a meltdown means when you get extremely upset and you are not able to deal with the problem or situation. So, that's a meltdown. Okay, so meltdown is a dangerous accident. When you are, and the next meaning is you are completely upset and you do not know how to deal with the situation. So you are having a meltdown. It's all right. Let's have a meltdown, but you can ventilate it. Use catharsis to your advantage. Catharsis is actually a bad word, negative word. That means you're releasing your pent up tension and actually causing some damage to others and yourself. So don't do that. So, best is sublimation. Sublimation is when you channelize your negative energy into some useful activity. So, this is what I'm doing. I'm making YouTube videos. So, that is sublimation. Or go to the gym and work out. That is sublimation. But that is one way to roll with the punches. So we will face meltdowns in our life. Life will cause you to melt down. But don't melt down. Roll with the punches. Don't melt down. Roll with the punches. Sylvester Stallone said, I take rejection as someone blowing a bugle in my ear. A bugle, B-U-G-L-E, is a horn. I take rejection as someone blowing a bugle in my ear to wake me up and get going rather than retreat. That's a nice one. Somebody said rejection is just redirection. Rejection is redirection. And rejection is actually a necessary step in the pursuit of success. Rejection is a necessary step in the pursuit of success. Rejection is not fatal, it is merely somebody's opinion. Rejection is not fatal, it is merely somebody's opinion. View rejection as a learning experience. View rejection as a learning experience, and that will bring you closer to success. Sometimes rejection is Krishna's protection. Sometimes rejection is Rama is protecting you. So be thankful for the rejection. We will all meet a lot of rejection. We will all meet a lot of rejection. We have already met a lot of rejection. So if you can believe in yourself, you will succeed. Life is not a straight path. There will be detours. There will be a lot of detours. Detour. A detour is a roundabout way, especially a temporary road, a road used temporarily instead of a main route. Deviation from a direct course of action. That's a detour. Detoured, detouring, detours. To go or cause to go by a roundabout way, a deviation. A deviation from a direct course. So we will have to detour. We have already detoured. A lot of detours will come up in life. Life is all about finding detours, and though it's a roundabout way, circuitous way, it's all right. You'll have to keep taking them. So make a detour around. Make a detour around and navigate smartly. If you live for people's acceptance, you will die from their rejection. If you live for people's acceptance, you will die from their rejection. So don't live for people's acceptance, because then you will die from their rejection. Every expectation is a resentment waiting to happen. So don't expect anything. Keep working, be proactive, keep moving. Remember, successful people are not born with easy lives. Successful people are not born with easy lives. So you will not have an easy life if you want to succeed. I have gone through hell. Incompetent people are okay. I mean, society likes them actually. If you're competent, nobody likes you. And if you're super competent, they'll hate you. They will do PhD on you. Pull him down, PhD. Pull her down. So people are all doing PhD on you. If you are going to be successful and talented and working hard, then you will not have an easy life. Successful people are not born with easy lives. Successful people don't associate with rejection or obstacles. They just don't care. They detour around. Rejection, therefore, is Krishna's way of saying wrong direction. Rejection is Rama's way of saying wrong direction. So rejection is not a reflection of your worth. It is just somebody's opinion. And oh my God, I've gone through so much rejection in my life. Now I look back, I laugh at it. So rejection is not a reflection of my worth. It is somebody's opinion. And I know what I am worth. And when somebody rejects me, then I realize how low they are. I mean, intellectually and otherwise, because I have a very positive opinion of myself. In fact, somebody who rejects me, in my opinion, is not worth my company anyway. I think, people have to qualify themselves to befriend me. Okay. So every rejection is a challenge. Every rejection is a challenge. And anyway, we are not going to forget it. It doesn't matter. Rejection doesn't mean that I am not good enough. It doesn't mean that I am not good enough. It's a challenge. That's all. So rejection actually means that the other person failed to notice what you have to offer. Rejection means the other person has failed to notice what you have to offer. Sometime back I participated in this super success super speaker contest, and we were asked to submit many YouTube videos, 1 minute YouTube videos, and about 5 rounds I coursed through, and I was certain that I'll end up on the final reality show where 10 people will fight it out for the top post, and there is a small prize of 10 lakhs. So that was the incentive. I participated wholeheartedly. But I noticed that the organizers are Christians, and they are some Hindus are involved, but they are pseudo secularists. because I watched the last year's speaker contest on YouTube channel to know how they judge. There are so many judges, and I noticed that they are not objective. And in fact, most of those judges, in fact, all of them, uh, are immature. I mean, honestly, they may not like, if they are listening to me, they will be shocked, because they have these pretensions that they are judges. Uh, I'm sure, you know, I mean, there are many other people who should have been roped in as judges, not these people. And the fellow who's organizing the whole thing has the cheek to openly say that you don't bring religion into this. How can you not bring religion into anything? Who the hell are you to decide whether I'll bring religion or not? As long as I'm saying something that is conducive to human welfare, I think I should be entitled to say what allowed to say what I want to say. Who is this fellow? And if you notice, they are roping in many Westerners to be their main trainers. And one look at them, you will also know they are all Christians. They are promoting uh, a very nuanced Christian worldview, and they're all Christians. A very, very subtle Christian agenda. Okay. And after being rejected, I felt bad for a couple of days, but then I realized that, first of all, you cannot, Hinduism cannot be separated from life. Everything in life is linked to Hinduism, religion. Even that is true even of Islam too. Okay. You cannot separate religion from life. What you should separate is, if the person who is religious is trying to propagandize hatred, uh, and those holy books are full of hatred. So, if I really unleash my learning and knowledge of those holy books, which 4 billion people are following, the two desert cults, I call them, you will be shocked. You don't have the capacity to handle the truth, buddy. So it doesn't matter. See, in Sanatan Dharma, even when you wake up in the morning, Samudravasane Devi, Parvatasthanamandale, Vishnu Patni Namastubhyam, Padasparsha Kshamaswame. Before we put our feet on the ground, we pray to Mother Earth seeking forgiveness for the act of putting our feet on her. That is the level of spirituality in Sanatan Dharma. And these fools say we should not bring religion into it. Who the hell are these people? Why will I not? Everything springs from religion. Religion is the source. And unfortunately, when the source is corrupted, like they say, a tree is known by its fruit. So, look at the fruits that those poisonous trees are producing. Have you ever heard of a Hindu suicide bomber? Or a Jain, Sikh, Buddhist suicide bomber? No, na. So I leave it to your imagination to understand. And these fools are rejecting me. Actually, by rejecting me, they made me know what I am. Now I am even more determined to speak the truth, of course, smartly, because if I name them openly, they will file cases against me. 295A, 153A. These are extremely draconian. On one hand, our constitution says we should develop a scientific temper, spirit of inquiry, humanism, and reform. We should develop a scientific temper. If I really develop, I have already developed. If I really express my ideas on account of the scientific temper that I have developed and the spirit of inquiry. Inquiry means detailed investigation. That's what I have done. I have read their holy books. And on account of this, having developed a scientific temper, spirit of inquiry, humanism, and reform, if I unleash my learning, I will be soon behind bars. And then they will threaten to behead me too. So this is the state of affairs. So, no problem. You can reject me. And every time you reject me, I grow. I grow exponentially. In fact, I have realized that the most powerful motivation is rejection. Now that they have rejected me, I am more determined someday to prove to the world that I am a super speaker. I may not be the best speaker, because remember, in creation, in this world, human world, If you think you are the best, God, Krishna will produce someone who is better than you. So, but that doesn't mean that we will abandon the pursuit of excellence. No, we will never give up the pursuit of excellence. So, you should always think that you are going to be the best, and keep working towards that. Someday that time will come, and if not the best, my school teacher used to say, aim at the stars, at least you will go beyond the stars, beyond the trees. Aim at the stars, at least you will go beyond the trees. So failure is not an option. I don't consider failure at all. I always think that someday I'll be at the top, on the summit, and I'm working towards that. Yes, isn't it? That's how I treat rejection. Rejection is the most powerful motivation for me. So, if you want to be successful, reject rejection. Successful people reject rejection. Jai Shri Ram.